Alright, so this is a suggestion via Patreon. The name of the video is ex-sniper who infiltrated the, let's say, clan, reveals what the group secretly talks about. Guys, is there really any secret? Is there a secret, guys? I'm sure there's no secret. I think we all kind of know basically what they're talking about. Okay, people with melanin they don't like, right? And specifically people that practice any religion other than Christianity, probably specific parts of Christianity. They don't like either, right? Muslims, no chance, guys. That's what I'm going to forecast. I mean, yeah. But all right, let's see where this goes.
With just 1 week until the Democratic National Convention, security officials are preparing for possible retaliatory attacks against Democrats after former President Donald Trump was shot last month. Let's discuss now with someone who knows the underworld of political violence all too well, former FBI informant Joe Moore. He went undercover inside and even helped stop a planned assassination of former President Barack Obama. He's recounting these experiences in his new book, White Robes and Broken Badges. Joe, it's a very important book. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it. I do want to ask you a little bit about your book in a moment, but a threat assessment released by the FBI and Homeland Security says, quote, individuals in some online communities have threatened, encouraged, or referenced acts of violence in response to the attempted assassination. Obviously, we should note there hasn't been any political motive established for the man who tried to Donald Trump at that rally last month. But what do you think is driving this rise in political violence, what we're seeing on the far right, for example, these days?
There are a lot of online communities that are associating with one another, a sort of cross membership between these organizations. However, it's not all online. There are geographical and generational connections to the hate that many of these groups are part of. And with the advent of social media and other...
Yeah, everything amplified. Yeah, social media definitely amplified every aspect of this, guys. The anonymity of just social media itself is, oh my God, wild. All right, that's enough, okay?
Avenues, they're able to connect with one another, and these organizations are able to grow, and I guarantee you that it's more than just individuals that are discussing these activities. I am certain that there are organizations that are discussing this sort of violence.
And your book looks at how the alt-right, as it's been called by some, and white supremacists infiltrate the political and legal worlds to reach their goals. What have you uncovered? How does your life experience, affect your thinking on this? What do you think?
I uncovered local, county, and state level law enforcement officers that were active members and were essentially using their positions in law enforcement to assist activities. And unfortunately, many officials were not willing to recognize how prevalent and consequential these activities were. And I was able to actually gather the facts for the FBI.
And when you see Trump dining with white nationalist Nick Fuentes at Mar-a-Lago, questioning the racial identity of Vice President Harris, how much...
Wait, Nick Fuentes? Is that a real thing, guys? No, no, impossible. Or is that real, guys? I haven't heard about this. I haven't seen this. That would absolutely be intriguing to understand. At the very least, I definitely hope that's not the case, guys.
Fuentes at Mar-a-Lago questioning the racial identity of Vice President Harris. How much fuel?
I mean, we can question that. That's an easy question, guys. That specific one is easy to question. But either way,
Fuentes at Mar-a-Lago questioning the racial identity of Vice President Harris. How much fuel to the fire does that add?
That is absolutely a green flag to the alt-white movement and the white nationalist movements. Furthermore, it's not always what you see, it's what you don't see that could certainly indicate what the issue is. What I don't see are the bookend statements by the campaign in order to dictate to these organizations that they are not welcome, their activities are not appreciated.
And how worried are you that we could see some of these white nationalist groups being involved in movements to overturn the election like they did 4 years ago? I mean, one of the things that we saw on January 6th, the Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, groups like that.
In 2015, when I came out to prosecute several cases, nationally was essentially decimated. And many of those members went to other like-minded organizations. So I know that a lot of those alt-right organizations contain former Klan members, and there's a lot of ideological similarity between them. Furthermore, in secret, they really do discuss using violence as a method to sort of take over the country. And many of these organizations say publicly that they're simply using their First Amendment rights. However, they have to say that in order to cover for the violence that they truly intend to employ.
Well, it's chilling.
Truly intend?
Stuff. And Joe, we're going to check out your book to learn more about all of this. Joe Moore, thank you very much for your time. The author of White Robes and Broken Badges. Very important book from Joe Moore. Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
All right, so here's the thing. I definitely read often. I'll check it out. But the thing about it, really quickly, I mean, he's saying that he is an FBI informant, but my troubling part here is that you're on live TV. Right. I mean, hopefully you're not doing this anymore, or, it's a bit confusing, because I just can't imagine someone that is saying that he is this thing specifically putting his face on TV. Right. I don't know where to go with that one right there, guys. Right. I don't really like anything Nick Fuentes oriented. I don't even understand how he could be what he is as a Fuentes. I don't really get that, but I guess that's special. I have no idea how that works. Right. Again, I never really partake in any of that craziness, guys. Hating people because they're just different, or they have different ideologies. Listen, this is America. You can have any ideology you want for the most part, as long as it is not, in fact, inherently harmful. I'm not going to back you on that, guys. Right? But Nick Fuentes, ugh. Please don't associate with that man. I mean, I'm gonna do some research, guys, really quickly. If that happened, that's guys. Okay, there has to be some context to it. It better be terrible, if that makes any sense. Don't be shaking this man's hand. Hope that didn't happen, right? But we're gonna find out. I'm gonna find out for the next video, definitely. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. Guys, before we go, are you guys subscribed to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Both are found in the description. Check it out.